Hello, Redhawk families. This is your principal, Meredith Akers, and this is Mrs. Akers Top 3. Number 1, if your student is currently going home as a hiker-biker, we want to give you some reminders. We've noticed, and it's been brought to our attention, that there are some safety concerns because we have a lot of students that are actually hiker-bikers. They're walking or riding their bike home, and they are having to dodge cars because so many students are getting in their car into a car instead of walking or biking home. When we sent home the option, both last year and this year were our first years ever to have hiker-biker as an option. We made it clear that we really only want students to choose that option. It's really only an option for students who are walking, riding their bike, or getting on a golf cart with their parent. They're close enough to safely get home without having to cross Tuckerton or cross Greenhouse. If your child is currently getting in a car, we're going to ask that you change their transportation and honor that expectation that that's for students who are walking, riding their bike, or getting in a golf cart to go home. So please help us with that because we want to be able to continue having that option for our students, but it needs to be a safe option. So we just wanted to remind everyone of that expectation. Number 2, it's hard to get back into the groove of things. We've noticed we have a lot of students who are arriving to school late. So for those of you who have students who are not bus riders, if a bus is late, we understand that's out of your control. But if your child is a hiker-biker or arriving to school by car, we just want to remind you, school starts at 8:40. That's when instruction begins. I'm already doing announcements inside the building, and we are still having lots of students arriving well after that. I'm noticing kids arriving 5, 10, and 15 minutes late. And even if your child arrives right in the parking lot with your car at 8:40, they're really late to class because they have to walk all the way down the hall and get to class, especially if they're going to stop off and get breakfast. Think about if you had a meeting right at 8:40, you wouldn't arrive in your car at 8:40. You would get there soon enough to get all the way to where you need to be and ready to learn. And so we need your help getting back into the groove of things. We have not been passing out Tardies these first couple of weeks in the hopes that everyone was going to get back into the groove of things. Unfortunately, we are going to need to start passing out those Tardies and notifying you if your child is tardy to class because we're still seeing that issue. We haven't quite gotten back into the swing of things. So we wanted to let everybody know we really need your student arriving before 8:40 so they have time to walk back to class, get settled, and ready to learn at 8:40 when the school day begins. We open our doors starting at 8:20 to welcome everyone back. So there is a full 20 minutes for arrival for everyone to get back to their classroom, get breakfast if they need it. And then number 3, lunch visitors has been going so well. Thank you so much. We're so glad we were able to open it this week. And it was we were a little bit nervous, like, is it going to be just a rush? Are we going to be pushing each other over to get to lunch? And you guys, thank you so much. I just wanted to give you a kudos that you followed the guidelines that I set forth to help make sure that just one parent per week came. Each child just gets one visitor per week and that we just keep it to one so that there's enough room for others. And you also, so many of you came out on a day other than Friday, which I appreciate so much because Friday is a really busy day historically. I haven't seen yet if it's going to be busy today at lunch visitors, but thank you for trying and for making that effort so that there's room for other parents to come. I really appreciate it. So far so good. We've been able to have those lunch visitors and it's been going really well. So just appreciate you guys. And I know our kids are excited that those that have had a visitor, and if you haven't visited yet, you are more than welcome to come. Just please limit it to one day a week and then just one visitor at a time for your kid. So that way there's room enough for everyone to have a visitor. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Everything I talked about today in the top 3 is also more information is below in the newsletter. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.